And welcome to another episode of Steve's Monumental Adventure, and we are still on the Wirral. It's episode 51, series 3, and we are about to look at Flaybrick Cemetery. So yes, I am in a cemetery in the Wirral. And you can see it's a beautiful cemetery. It really is nice and peaceful, which is exactly what you want. It's got all the hallmarks. It's got the yew trees, but right at the end of this driveway is this derelict church. In the 1840s, Joseph Paxton was approached to design a large municipal cemetery for the expanding town of Birkenhead. Paxton was well known for his garden architecture, and his most famous work included Crystal Palace, but he was also a head gardener at Chatsworth House. This project was unfortunately stalled until the 1860s, when a big baby boom happened and the provision of a large cemetery was then a priority. A competition was held, and it was Edward Kemp, who was a pupil of Paxton, that won the competition. Kemp at the time was a curator at Birkenhead Park. Birkenhead Park was one of the most amazing parks ever to be built in the UK, and it was designed by the person who constructed Central Park in New York. The cemetery grounds were extended to 26 acres, and it was opened on the 30th of May 1864 under the name of Birkenhead Cemetery. The cemetery had 3 chapels, one Church of England, one Non-Conformist and one Roman Catholic church. Each of the chapels enjoyed a fruitful life. Eventually, the buildings became disused, and the first one to be demolished was the Roman Catholic chapel. That was demolished in 1971. The other 2 chapels remained on the site, but eventually, by 2006, they lost their roof and the spire. The Non-Conformist and Church of England chapel was built to the Gothic Revival style. The site is now a conservation area and cared for a local friends group. This impressive structure remains as an echo to Birkenhead's past. chapels are open at different times during the year and are most popularly used for memorial services. But the beautiful cemetery is well worth a look around. There are some really old graves in there. Well, if you've enjoyed this episode of Steve's Monumental Adventure, then why don't you click the like and subscribe button, and then I'll let you know when we've got future videos out. So let's take a moment to appreciate the outside of this beautiful chapel. It's actually called Flaybrick Memorial Gardens, and you can see this ruined church here. It looks awesome, doesn't it? Look at it. So ornamental as well. I thought when I initially saw it, I thought it was a model of some kind. But I think sometimes you can get inside it and have a look around. But it's a beautiful church, and believe it or not, there was 2 churches that stood on these grounds, on this very site, and this is the only one that's surviving now, is this one. And that's the sort of thing I'll bring you on this channel, is you never quite know what's coming up next. It could be anything really. You know, who'd have thought I'd end up in a cemetery? But you know what, if there's something there to bring you, such as anything like that, which is truly monumental, then that's what we'll do. Yeah, I didn't get no acknowledgement then. But yeah, you know that when you give somebody the nod and then they just literally just blank you. But having said that, I'm not in a cemetery smoking pot, am I? No.